Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Got a new survey out. A little more than half the people say, you know what? I would love to relive my childhood. Specifically between the ages of 7 and 10.
The wonder years.
Everything was magical. Yeah, it just shows me that what, the brain rules guy, Dr. John Medina says, and a lot of people say is we alter history and make it look a lot better than it was. There was a lot of fun moments between those ages, but I also remember a lot of drama. So yeah, I'm kind of happy not to go back to those years.
Every day I tell Tatum, I'm like, you don't know how good you have it. I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Yeah. You don't tell her. Yeah. You really should start. I think start at a young age, Steve. Right. Really pound that into her head so that she really thinks she's got a great life by the time she's terrible.
Look at you. At this point in my life, I was walking uphill both ways in the snow to poop my pants.
That's right. Yeah, you got it so easy now. You can poop your pants anywhere.
You leave your house, you go. There's a slide right next to our house. You know where I had to go to get a slide? I had to go up 2 ways, barefoot.
Dude, I've seen your backyard. I've seen your backyard. She's got a good life.
She's got the best life. That's what I'm telling you, man.
Does. And I told you before, I forget, I think we said this on here, but you had a picture of you and Tatum hanging out with a little water, little disky thing there. And I thought for sure it was in a park.
Yeah. It's a little, it's called like a spray pad.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound right, but it's like you put your hose, you hook it up, and it kind of like creates like this little reservoir of water. But also once it gets full, it starts spraying water in the air. It's awesome.
Now, I'm sure your backyard's a normal sized backyard. It's just that when little kids make everything look so much bigger. You know what I mean? It's just, and you're squatting down, so and just the way your backyard looked like, I thought for sure you guys were at a park. So you tell Tatum, I didn't have anything like that.
No.
So you know what? Nothing.
No. You want to get sprayed, you had to bust open the hydrant.
Oh, yeah. I was a suburb kid, so yeah.
Oh, no.
That was a city thing. I was a suburb kid.
We did that in our neighborhood all the time.
I was wanting to go to New York because I just thought that was happening on every street corner.
It almost was. In the summer, it was ridiculous. Like, I don't even know what the water bill was for the city or the state of New York even, because like people were just opening up those hydrants. That's something, part of my childhood I miss. Like, and you get a can and you put it and you could spray it at your buddies and stuff. It was awesome.
So, is there anything from your childhood, Vicky, that you're like, oh man, I'd love to go back and relive?
I just love being able to have a whole summer to myself with my brother. We would do all the things we weren't supposed to do.
Summer's off.
Yeah, number 2 on the list, the summer breaks, baby.
How's anything better than that?
Right? Like, you could wake up whenever you wanted. It would just be my brother and I and, like, our next-door neighbor, and we would ride bikes all the way to the convenience store and pay for snacks with pennies and, quarters. Oh, it was so much fun.
Trying to think of what would be better than the summers. I guess Christmas was pretty cool because you didn't have to worry about buying anything for anyone.
That's number 3 on the list, sir. Congratulations.
Right. Yeah. The anticipation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Now you got me. My brain is going in a million miles an hour. Trying to figure out what would be number 1.
Yeah. So number 1 is one that, you know what? It is a thing that just permeates our entire life. It gets worse when you get in a relationship, causes the most trouble in a relationship.
Having kids.
Yeah, as a kid, I just remember not having to worry about having kids.
Kidding.
Yeah, that's it. And actually number 1 and it looks like number 5 are they're pretty similar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Money. Yeah, not having to worry about dough, because pretty much everybody gave you stuff. And, of course, not paying any bills is number 5. So money's number 1, not paying bills number 5 on the list.
The allowance was pretty fun because when I don't know what you guys got for an allowance, but I think we got like $5. And man, I could not wait for payday.
Allowance.
I was allowed to live there.
You didn't get an allowance?
No allowance at all.
No allowance at all? I mean, I had to do
Never.
chores to get it, but
yeah,
I got an allowance. Like, if I didn't do my chores, I didn't get an allowance.
Yeah. Also, I didn't have any chores, so at that point, there was no chores, no allowance.
So Vicky and Danny, how'd you buy stuff that you wanted that they didn't want to get you?
I didn't.
They stole it.
Oh,
Maybe when I got older.
So what would you rather though? To do chores and get an allowance, or not do chores at all? Both have their benefits.
I think I would have. I liked my life just fine. I was fine with no money and not really because I didn't. I mean, I wanted toys, but the answer was always no, regardless if I had money or not. Because like my grandpa would give me like $20 every time we'd go visit him. But then that point it would be like mom would be like, no, you're putting that in your savings. So I didn't get to buy anything anyway.
Boring.
Yeah, I feel like, I want to encourage a kid to do savings, but I think when you just tell them to take everything and put in their savings, that's the wrong message.
Yeah, especially because then I spent it all when I was 18 and it was great.
Yeah.
That's
All
pretty
of it
cool.
at once.
Yeah.
I mean,
For me, it was like you get that $5 and we would spend it right away. Like I would go get ice cream or maybe a G.I. Joe action figure, but it was gone as soon as I got it.
yeah, it taught you to work for your money. I mean, that's why allowances and chores together are a great combo. It teaches you basically what you're going to need to do in life.
That's why I loved the winter, even though the snow it was sometimes just unbearable. But I would shovel the snow for everyone in my neighborhood, my brother and I, and we would get $10 from the neighbors here for this one, $10 there. So on a good snow day, we could probably get like $60-$70 in one day.
Wow.
And yet
awesome.
what they'd have to pay someone professionally to do it, man, were they getting really cheap labor?
Oh yeah, dude, we were totally taken advantage of. In fact, I'm thinking of filing a lawsuit against.
Oh, you think you should? You better hurry up. Get the lawyer
get
that
that back pay and benefits.
Yes.
Yeah, get the lawyer the Nirvana kid's getting. I think that guy will take any case.
Quick aside on that, man, I'm dying at all now the goofs that people are doing because people are making fun of the kid that's suing Nirvana because he was the little baby. Oh yeah. So any album cover that has a young kid, people are putting that up as a meme, saying like the Jar of Flies record. There's a little kid behind like a fly on Alice in Chains record. Says, "Breaking news: kid suing Alice in Chains for a fear of flies."
Yeah. Yep.
And I think it's so funny that people are just clowning on the guy for that.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, a lot of folks are weighing in. You're absolutely right, and it's not a good look for him, which is unfortunate because I think I know where he's coming from. I just wish he wouldn't have gone down this road because we just don't need that kind of stuff out there in the world. Find a way to settle it. I mean, come on.
Someone says, 41-year-old father of two, I miss Saturday morning cartoons. You used to be able to just turn on one channel, have an entire morning of cartoons. Now everything's streamed. It's just not the same. I mean, even the commercial breaks were fun. Now it's like, whatever.
I've been going back to watching like television that has commercials in it. Because like my smart TV has its own little weird sort of like cable network thing that I watch, and it has commercials. And even yesterday, I found a YouTube of 45 minutes somebody taped of MTV in 1982, and I watched like a half hour of it because it had commercials. It had like one of the old school VJs like putting in a whole bunch of really old songs.
I would watch sometimes on YouTube. Someone would grab like an entire like episode of Headbangers Ball, and I would watch that, and it's so much fun.
It is. It's really cool.
And like Saturday morning cartoons are fun and everything, and I get his point where it's like it's not the same. But the one thing I hated were in the like fall, summer when my brother and I would play soccer, we'd have to leave on Saturday mornings to go for our soccer games. So I would leave the VHS recording the entire morning to get to the new episode of X-Men Evolution. And there was one episode where it literally cut off right at the end when the big thing was going to happen.
Oh, that's
because the tape ran out.
Oh, no.
So bad.
And it took me like another year until I could actually watch that episode and figure out what came of it.
It's funny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you couldn't get to just go on demand and get it.
I couldn't just stream it or just DVR it.
That's funny you say that because like as much as we like look back on like, oh, it's so great getting to watch all those things, but there's certain things now like I think about like the things I hated about my childhood was missing out on those awesome moments. Missing out on those awesome moments, like when at like 11:30 at night on a Saturday Night Live would be usually on, but then sometimes they would do Saturday night's main event, the wrestling show, and I'd be like so pumped. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stay up late and watch wrestling at 11 o'clock at night. But I was a kid, I was all worn out by the whole day. It was like come 11:29 or whatever. Like I would fall asleep and I would wake up like 10 minutes after it finished airing, and man, that's when I learned my curse words because I'd wake up like, fudge. My mom would be mad. What's wrong? I'm like, I missed Saturday night's main event because there was no on demand. There was no DVR. I didn't have a VHS player at the time. It sucked.
There is a group of, there's just a whole bunch of generations that don't even know what you're talking about. The idea that you really could miss something on TV.
That's what I loved about the
there was
WWE
no way to
network.
go get it back.
On the WWE Network, they had the old Saturday night main events, and I remember specifically. I mean, I remember this one, and I would watch them. I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I'm like, this was the one I fell asleep on, and it was so awesome. I finally got like resolution 30 years later.
This is how Steve relives his childhood.
Yes,
That's so funny.
So
like,
we talk
Steve,
about,
I got it. I got you.
we talk about that people want to relive their childhood. About 55% of Americans say they'd love to go relive their time between the ages of 7 and 10, the magical years. And people say what they miss most is money, summer breaks from school, Christmas. Number 4 on the list. We did number 5, which is not paying any bills. Number 4, I don't know if Danny and Vicky are feeling this. Steve, maybe you and Rev are starting to know you might be missing this. I sure as hell know I am. And that is always having energy. Boy, that is something I totally miss.
What's this energy you speak of?
Yeah. I have felt that since having Lily in terms and just being like, wow, you always want to do stuff. Like she's 7, she's ready to go. And I thought I had energy and it's like, no, I just want to lay down.
No, I have a conspiracy theory that kids suck the energy out of you. They steal it. They siphon it out of you.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I think
it's just the truth.
Because I'm so tired all the time. And it's a little brother that I have. I don't even have a kid full time, and I'm exhausted. I don't know how you guys do it.
And then they get to sleep.
Melon.
And when they're ready to sleep, they sleep. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're out of energy and you go, why can't I shut my mind off? Kids are like, and they go, oh, time to shut it down. Boom, done. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, I missed that. They just know how to go. They had to go to volume 11 and then they know how to shut it down. And I miss both of those phenomenons. Oh, that's a good one. And not having aches and pains is also on the list. Not having to work is on the list.
Somebody said that I miss most about my childhood is my functioning back.
My back hurts today, and it's because I slept weird. It's not because I jumped off a roof or did anything. It was I slept weird.
Yeah, for a couple of days, Tatum was on a kick of sleeping on the floor. We tried to get her to sleep in her bed, and she's just like, nope. She would crawl out of it and go right on the floor and sleep on the floor. And I'm like, that's something you do when you're just you have no other options.
If I lay on the floor right now, I'm not getting back up. It's just not happening.
Oh, that's why camping is tough for me. I can't lie just on a completely horizontal surface without anything. That would wreck me. And yet the kids they're so pliable, those young kids. They can sleep upside down. They can sleep on a wall. It doesn't matter. They're fine.
Oh, I like this text. Says, I miss when my mom would nurture me when I was sick. Now if I'm sick, my wife just says, suck it up and stop being so dramatic. I must have texted this because it sounds just like me. I feel your pain. Whenever I have she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I just don't feel all that good. She's like, you got the sniffles. I'm like, what are you making fun of me because I don't feel good? My mom would make me Jell-O. What the hell?
Where's my Jell-O?
Make me some Jell-O.
Yeah, that's something that, you heard a lot of women say starting in the 80s and today, I am not going to be your mother. But it sucks then. It's like, well, no one's being my mother. That kind of sucks because mom was the best.
And then if Tatum gets sick, all of a sudden I'm witnessing how my mom was to me. I'm like, oh, you have the capability and the skill set to be nurturing.
Exactly.
We have the same hairline. We're both treat us the same.
Come on. Yeah. No,
now
I'm
she
with
has
you,
more
man.
hair to me, and that's from back in the day.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I've noticed that she's past you.
Oh, way
sorry,
past,
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, way past you. Sorry about that, man.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a dentist in Massachusetts who's offering free dental cleanings if you can beat him at Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. And what system is that on anymore? I don't even know. Anybody know?
Of Nintendo.
Yeah, I think it's on the Switch.
Oh, it's on the Switch? Okay.
That's my guess for everything. Because that's the new current.
Yeah.
The new, not super new, but it seems to be the one everyone talks about.
Yeah, it's on the Wii.
Just kidding.
I love Danny's answer.
GameCube.
Yeah, I just like saying Wii.
Yeah. Danny's answer was the best. You guys missed it, which I was about to smack him, but it was some kind of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you there, Captain Helpful.
You're welcome.
Well, I mean...
Well, that's what the old people
narrowed
call
it down.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's gone some kind of Nintendo. I've been around for a while and know that Mario is a Nintendo product. You genius.
You don't know your brother's middle name. I have to make sure. Okay.
Yeah,
He's not wrong. And you forgot that you went to your prom with your cousin.
Yeah, and got beat up by a snowman.
Yeah.
You know, one of these days I'm going to have that snowman come and kick all your asses.
Well, come bring it right now.
Yeah. So here's this dentist talking about how you can get free dental cleanings if you can kick his ass on some kind of Nintendo game.
It's a Switch
Do
game.
you have what it takes to beat me in Smash? Go against me on a one-on-one. If you win, you get a free dental cleaning. If you lose, you have to tell the whole world that you lost to a dentist.
I love this guy. He's awesome.
That's
amazing.
So
That
does someone
really
just
is
show
good.
up to the dentist's office and say, hey, I want a teeth cleaning, but I want to play video games first? Like, you got to imagine his schedule's kind of crazy.
It looks like that's his office, and that's where he's just. I imagine that's how it's got to go down. That's pretty fun.
You think ever you go like, hey, double or nothing? Like you beat him, and then you're like, you know what, double or nothing for a root canal.
Oh, dear.
Oh yeah, that's. I'm not. Oh yeah, okay. Wow, good for him, man. Yeah, you got beat by a dentist.
I guess he hosts and competes in Smash Brother Ultimate Tournaments.
Yo, you would have to. I mean, you would have to. Anybody that makes a challenge like that, you know, has got to be really, really good.
Right?
Yeah, we have an old friend, Jace Hall, that played this old Atari game. I forget what it was called, Breakout or something, where you just roll the thing across the bottom of the screen to try to catch stuff.
Right.
And he would tell anybody at any con he went to, he goes, I'll beat you with this old school game. And they would all laugh and go, are you kidding me? I mean, I play all these new school games. Sure, I'll play this old Atari 2600 game. And Jace would kick their ass every time. So if somebody's going to challenge you, you know what, man? You know they're good.
I think that's what Xavier Woods, who's a wrestler, but he does Up, Up, Down, Down, which is a popular YouTube feed. And he actually is now the host of, I think, the G4 Network's the game show that.
I forgot about that. Attack of the Show. Is he on that?
He's the new host of it, which is pretty
wow.
cool. Like
I haven't watched that forever.
Yeah, came back and he got to be the host, which is pretty cool. But like, I think the whole premise of Up, Up, Down, Down is that he'll have like buddies, wrestler buddies, and whoever else, and they pick a random game and they have to compete in it. And sometimes it's like an old school game, sometimes it's a current game, and I think that's kind of a fun way to do things because you're like, you don't know if you're going to have an advantage or not until you go head to head.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, if you play a game that no one is familiar with, Steve, I do like that idea. Yeah.
Every game would be unfamiliar to me. That's the problem.
Oh, you aren't
I was trying to
kidding.
think, I'm like, is there a single game that I feel confident enough that I could beat everybody at?
Ooh, not me.
Like maybe a Madden or something?
No, I think the game of creating my own character and not playing video game after
That's a
I
great
create
game.
it.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
a thing?
Sims.
Yeah, maybe be good at The Sims then.
Leisure Suit Larry. I think I could kill everyone.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Leisure
There's
Suit
puzzles
Larry.
on those ones, man. You might
Yeah,
get
there is.
frustrated and just quit.
I mean,
I
at
could
one
not get-
point, Sonic the Hedgehog, probably, I felt pretty confident about my abilities in that, but not now.
See, I always thought because I will play when any Grand Theft Auto comes out, I will play it constantly for like 16 hours until I beat the game. Even then, and then I get on the online version and I get killed in like 2 seconds.
Oh,
And I'm
never
like,
go online. Never.
No, well, no, but that's just I'm just saying like I would never beat anyone, even as much as I play it. I know that there's
Right.
people that are way better.
There's some 11-year-old in Canada that's going to kick your ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a definite rude awakening whenever you think you're good at anything and then you go play people.
And next, you're
in a
cursing out
tournament
an
or whatever.
11-year-old, and then the parents are like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
And then you're banned from Canada.
When I went to my first organized Magic the Gathering tournaments, I thought I was a somebody, and man, I was a nobody. Very quickly. Oh, I got my ass kicked.
Maybe barnstorming for Atari. I felt like I was pretty damn awesome at that.
Yeah, were you though?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I would be willing to put anybody up against you. I think.
I got one of those little, this is how long ago this was, when you would send like your high score, like you would take a picture of your high score. You have to print the picture and then mail the picture to Atari, and they would send you a patch.
Oh,
And
did you get a patch?
I got a patch for, I believe, the hockey game,
Okay.
and I can't remember why. I think I won a game.
I don't got any patches, so you know what? You take the championship from me. Yeah, I don't have any patches.
And I think Pitfall, if I remember correctly.
Pitfall. That was see now. I couldn't beat that game. So if you got a patch for Pitfall, you're the master.
But what a dumb concept. But like, because nowadays, obviously, you can just take a screenshot of your score, and if you needed to prove it. But like, you got to take a picture of your television and then mail it to them in order to get a stupid patch.
But that's hardcore. If I didn't know
was.
anybody that did that, if I saw somebody with a legitimate Atari Pitfall champion patch, I would be impressed.
Yeah, the Activision Explorer Club.
Yeah, I would be very, very impressed.
You had a couple of the patches. I felt like that was a big deal.
Look at those. I wonder. Ooh, I wonder if those are worth a lot of money.
I just thought that, and I kind of don't want to know because I don't know where mine are.
Oh, yeah.
They're
If you
in the
sewed it on
garbage.
there, you kind of ruined it anyway. But
I don't know if I ever sewed those on.
Oh, if you got them, dude,
I don't have them, BJ.
You need to call your mother and see if they did keep everything.
No, I can't do that, man. I told you. If I do that, they're going to lose their mind because I told them to throw everything away. And if I didn't, and then if they did, they're going to guilt me for telling them to throw things away. I don't need that headache in my life, man.
It's a tough conversation. You're right. But
I got a child going into their terrible twos. I don't need more stress in my life.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I'm looking them up on eBay, and
how much are they?
About $60, but you can get a repro for about $650.
Yeah, depending which one it is. There's some that are like $10, $6.
Yeah, but the one I have, that one's $80.
That one's the one you had. That one specifically.
Yes.
But then they're trying to sell it over here for $6.
Well, that's a
reproduction one. Yeah, they have ones that are just.
I need to get the.
It even says repro patch, Vicky. Come on.
I don't even know what that means.
That's a reproduction.
Yeah.
The hell of a rock are you living under?
I thought they were gonna repo it if you don't play the game enough.
I don't even know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Repossess it as a dumb.
Oh, repo. Oh, not repro. Repo.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you for explaining it to
There
me.
we go. Yeah.
You know what? I kind of wish I
These
didn't hear any of
patches
that.
are cool, though.
They were cool, man.
They're actually really neat.
It was kind of a cool thing that Nintendo did. Not Nintendo, I'm sorry, Atari at Activision.
Activision. Boy, you know what? It's so cool. You're not even, you know what?
They had ones for every game, it feel like. They had a Kung
they
Fu
did,
Master
dude.
one.
Activision was legit. They surely were, man.
Oh, you know what game I was an ass kicker at was Pole Position.
Yeah, but what about the game?
All right.
You guys remember Pole Position?
Even your grandmother talked about how good you were at pole position.
I was a little too good. I would practice late at night thinking that no one's going to come into my room.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Pole position. Well, yeah, if you were good at pole position, you beat my ass because I could never win that game in the arcades.
Pole Position was like one of the first car racing games.
Yeah. Oh, pole position was a great
really
game.
Good, yeah. Actually,
it was a
pretty
game
solid.
changer. I remember it was like there were all sorts of car racing games, but pole position was like oh my god, this is so much better than all the other games. Yeah. Oh, bringing back the memories.
So it said Leisure Suit Larry challenge. You're on, Steve. My Pong skills are unbeatable. Well, you're already going to beat me because I don't even know what that means. I just know the name of the game.
Yeah. Leisure Suit Larry. Oh, it's bringing back memories, man, of all the time I wasted sitting in front of that screen.
You didn't waste time. You developed your hand-eye coordination.
Talk to my children. They'll tell you I did.
Oh, yeah,
Talk to my grandma. I was developing my hand-eye coordination, too. Someone said I bet anything on a Super Mario Kart match on the Nintendo 64. I'm not good at much in life, but that game, I own that ass.
Oh, I got Super Mario Kart. Forget about it. I can't win that to save my life. Yeah.
Excite Bike? I don't remember Excite Bike.
Excite Bike is original Nintendo game. It was like one of the first games where you're playing. It was like dirt bikes on a scrolling track.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I remember this.
So good. It was such an amazing game.
I still have it for my Nintendo.
What?
You
really?
You guys come over and play it if you want.
Wow, what's it worth?
I have no idea. Well, I mean, it's heavily used. So at that
you need
point,
to bring in your Nintendo. Gosh, can our stuff even connect? Like, can our TVs even connect to a Nintendo here now?
I know. You're absolutely right.
it works to mine.
Ooh.
So
we need to have an Excite Bike tournament.
Put it out. I know I'll lose.
It is so retro. Those graphics are so horrible. I mean, they were great for the time.
Horrible?
But they're so horrible.
That's my childhood, man.
I know, man. Look, I grew up with it too. I mean, I grew up with EGA, VGA computer-like graphics, so I know what you're talking about. But still, man, when you look at what we got now, it is hysterical what entertained us back then.
Absolutely.
That just triggered another game I think I could do pretty well in. No, if I go back in time, obviously right now I probably suck at it, but it was Paperboy. You remember the game Paperboy?
Oh, Paperboy, yeah.
So hard.
I broke so many windows in that game.
Steve, I'm pretty sure I also have that one too.
Yo, my man.
Yeah, dude, I have so many old Nintendo games.
Retro party at Danny's.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bring
Can't
your
wait to
beanbag.
bring over the pineapple pizza.
If I remember correctly, Paperboy was like the first level. You're like, all right, I got this. Then you get to the next level, and it just goes from like 0 to 100 fast, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what the hell, man?
Most Nintendo games did that.
They're like, you don't want me to get to level 3, do you?
Not
Yeah,
at all.
they could have done a better job scaling because it's like I own the game. You don't got to try to get my quarters because that's what video games did. Is they always gave you that first level and then they beat the crap out of you because they wanted your money.
I've actually recently read an article that Disney, when they made a lot of their Super Nintendo games, they made them hard on purpose because of places like Blockbuster and like video rental places. They didn't want people to beat the game in 3 days, like a normal rental fee. So they made them impossibly hard so you would rent it a couple times, get pissed, and then buy it.
Well, so they took the arcade model and did it for the rental model. Pretty smart idea.
Absolutely, yeah, totally.
Oh, well, that would explain why I suck at all those games.
Exactly, yeah. It's
I
them,
blame
not
Disney.
you.
I went online just to see like what was the premise of Paperboy anyway. I remember it's delivering papers, but I'm like I couldn't remember much about it besides that.
Premise of Paperboy.
I mean,
you know what? It's
kind of in the title, right?
That's the question of the week, but maybe there's a deeper premise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It says that your job was to deliver daily newspapers to subscribing customers. I don't remember this part. It says you also attempt to vandalize non-subscribers' homes.
Yeah.
And avoid hazards along the street.
You got extra points if you broke out the windows of the people that didn't have a newspaper thing to hold their
What a weird game to encourage. Like, hey, look, if you ever become a paperboy, do your job well, but if they don't subscribe, break their windows.
Oh, you know what? The toys of the past were so irresponsible. Here's teaching me something really good. You don't buy my product, I break your house. Woo!
The Nintendo was the first introduction for hockey to me. Actually, it was Mutant League Hockey.
I remember Mutant League Hockey.
Oh wow!
You were like monsters, and you would take on other monsters teams, and it was. I loved that game so much, and I wanted to play hockey so bad because of it, and my mom didn't let me.
Remember the Blades of Steel? That
Blades
was a
of
good
Steel
one.
was fantastic too.
Yep.
Which was the one though? They had the one where like you had the choice. You could either have like 3 skinny fast skaters or 3 fat bruiser players as their hockey. Like it was one or not. It was one or the other. You couldn't do both.
It might have been just
their
like,
ice hockey game.
It might have just been like ice hockey. For,
I think it might have been
Nintendo.
Nice.
Wow.
Then it was Wayne Gretzky's hockey. I
Of
remember
course,
that.
yep.
I think Mario Lemieux had one as well.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yep. Which actually I thought was better.
Oh, really?
if I
Don't tell
remember
Wayne
correctly. I wouldn't.
that. You don't want
In my conversations with Wayne, I've never brought it up.
Yeah,
BJ.
don't bring that up.
Yeah.
That's a sore subject.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.